What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, welcoming you to the first games of John Grossman's FBS coaching career, man. We got a nice little debut on tap, a nice little episode to go ahead and get our feet wet. We start this episode off, are going to be going ahead, taking on FCS East. Now, FCS East, at least on paper, we look a little bit better than. I hope that we should be able to take care of them without too much of a problem. But that being said, we don't have much experience on this channel running the triple option whatsoever, so it's going to be a really interesting episode. We did run a couple of test games to try to get used to it, but you never know when the lights are bright and you get to see it on hand, first time ever, your boy running the triple option. So gonna be a good one, man. Make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel as well. Let's go ahead if we can look good running the triple option for the very first time in game action against these FCS East Mountain Cats. Let's get it, boys. Alright, man, so I am actually really glad that we're going to be starting off with playing against an FCS squad, because still got to get used to running this option attack, but the passing still works for us. We are the Air Force Academy, of course. We got to do a little bit of air raiding as well. It's in our name, it's in our blood, of course. Let's see if we can get this option attack going. Only need an inch here. Gonna go not to the fullback, but we're gonna have Hazik Daniels come through and get the carry for us. Only a gain of 3 yards, but it does at least get us a first down, so we won't at least go 3 and out on our very first possession as an FBS head coach. But 3rd and 11, trying to go for Brandon Lewis. But unfortunately, of course, for us, Hazik Daniels, who's not used to throwing the football all that much, he throws behind him in an accurate throw that forces us to punt this football away. But we do at least hold it down to defensive end. Still all tied up at 0 apiece. Let's see if we can do a little bit more on this drive, as we got another 3rd and short coming up for us here. Looking forward to get the fullback involved. We do with Roberts. Brad Roberts picking up the first down for us. Gain of 7, baby. And it leads us to a new set of downs. It's now 1st and 10. Daniels looking to get it out to the perimeter. Looking to go outside. Looking for DeAndre Hughes. He will go ahead and get it for a little 5-yard gain. But looks like he got a little bit shaken up. He will still remain in the game. We will throw over the middle, looking for our wide receiver, David Cormier, for a gain of 7, his first catch of the day. And we've got ourselves a long, methodical drive. This is Air Force football in a nutshell. As we try to get rid of this ball, we are facing some heavy pressure there, man. Had to get rid of it. And it is going to be yet another 3rd and long for us. Got to pick up 13 yards somehow. So not easy for us here, but we find David Cormier over the middle. First down, Falcons. And using that aerial attack, we get another first down. So we get another set of downs that we get to work with, but we get brought back a little bit. Just could not get to that outside. The fact that we couldn't get to the outside against FCS defenders, whoo, we could be in for a rough season 1, fellas. We're not used to running an option. We are not an option guy. You know, I'm always like a spread guy myself. But thankfully, Hazik Daniels, he's got some speed on him, able to get to the outside. Nobody open on that 4 verticals pattern. Hazik Daniels actually getting us into a goal line situation. Let's see if we can punch it in. 1st and goal. Gonna hand it off to Guidry, who looks to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Air Force. And for the first time in Jeff Grossman's coaching career, his offense scores some points on the board by way of a touchdown. You'll love to see it. And we do get ourselves a 7-3 lead here, as we do go ahead and jump into the 2nd quarter of play. And we're starting to see that rushing attack come through a little bit more. We're starting to get some more methodical possessions, dominating that time possession, owning the clock, basically chewing clock without actually using like the chew clock feature, But That being said, we still have to be able to pass the ball occasionally. And Zeke Daniels is ready for that challenge. 2nd and 11, looking over the right-hand side. Mitch Davis actually going to go ahead and break some tackles and get his way to the first down marker. Way to fight for some extra yards for your quarterback. It's now 2nd and 10. Daniels dropping back. He's looking to get away from the pressure. Hazik looking to escape and picks up a gain of 5 despite the fact there was simply nobody open downfield. Still got to get used to his playbook a little bit. We'll go ahead and run a motion halfback screen. See if we can pick up the first down that way. As Hughes will go into motion. We got Guidry out in the open. He's got some space to work with. Oh, if those offensive linemen could get some blocks for me, that would have been a huge game. But, hey, at the very least, got that first down. And we get to move it downfield. Now on the Mountain Cat side of the football field. And it's not like we're getting huge plays. We're just moving the sticks. This is how Air Force football really is about. Let's see if we can keep that going. 3rd and 4. Been doing great on 3rd down conversions. We'll see if we can keep that going. As Daniels finds his tight end right over the middle, and Kyle Patterson, he makes his very first catch of the day. And it's yet another first down. We continue to be great on these good old-fashioned 3rd down conversions. 6 for 7 on the day. As that's going to be another automatic first down for us. Somehow managing to grab the face mask of Hazik Daniels. I don't know how he managed to do that, given he's got that little face protector thing, so it's not as much to grab, but Carlos Nonia of the Mountain Cats found a way, and is basically another 1st and goal. As we'll go to Brad Roberts. No, gonna go ahead and keep it with Hazik Daniels, and Daniels gets inside the 5-yard line thanks to that run. We'll see if we can punch it in. Just need 1 more yard. But it's going to be a pass play, though. Daniels got a guy in the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. And Micah Daniels gets another score on the board for the Falcons. We will end up taking a 14-3 lead. Let's see if we can get something else on the board here before we go into halftime. It's going to be interesting running this 2-minute drill, given that we're not built to throw the football. This is more of a run-heavy squad. And Jake Spallwood gets this off right on this drive. A nice little 14-yard gain. But now it gets interesting. We got 3 timeouts. Let's see what we do with him as Daniels looking over the middle, trying to find Kyle Patterson, but that's going to be knocked away at the very last second. So now, 2nd and 10. Daniels set to drop back and pass once again. Looking to scramble over the right hand side. And if we got that pass off, oh, that was going to be a massive gain. He was wide, butt naked open, but instead a 3rd and long. Not where we want to be as an offense, as Daniels facing pressure over the middle finds Brandon Lewis, who does hang on and makes the catch for us. Although looks like Brandon Lewis did get a little bit shaken up, so we had to burn one of our timeouts. As now Daniels looking over the middle, just didn't find anybody open in time. No, I had wide open downfield. I just didn't see him in time. Hazik Daniels didn't see him either. It just wasn't helping us whatsoever. And I mean, hopefully Brandon Lewis won't be gone for too long, because we are not very deep at the wide receiver possession. So if we're going to try to go ahead and pass the football, if we're from behind, you know, that wide receiver depth is going to be tested as we do end up throwing our very first interception. It ends in some misery for us. Try to get it out to our tight end, who got past the safety, has the size, just got to put a little bit more touch there. But Hazik Daniels, like I said, not used to throwing the football, and it will come in time. He'll figure that out eventually. As now we start the second half. We're still up 17-6 right now. So, hey, we had a nice first half. Scoring 17 points on the board. For the fact that we don't move down the field very quickly, I will gladly take that. Let's see if we can finish the second half strong, as well as we'll get Daniels out on the option. And if we could get away from... Oh, hold that block a little longer. Hazik Daniels was gone. But still a very good run, though. And we are in Mountain Cats territories. We'll run on 1st and 10. DeAndre Hughes looking to take the carry up the gut and picks up a gain of 5. is now just an inches situation. 3rd and inches here. Gonna try to hit him with this little motion action over to Guidry. We're looking to fight towards the outside, but he does not fall forward though. And we have to give the football back over to the Mountain Cats. But our defense puts us in a really good field position. We are on the plus side of the 50 right now. You love to see that. As an offense, we do find an open tight end down on that little crossing pattern. And it does lead to the 2nd and short. As we fake the motion to the right, hand it off to DeAndre Hughes, who does manage to get to the outside just long enough to pick up that 1st down for us. Is now 2nd and 8 coming. Gonna try to hit him with that play action. Dropping back. Daniels looking over the middle. Finds his receiver, David Cormier. And it goes for a gain of 14. And now deep in Mountain Cat territory, just outside the red zone. Looking for our 3rd touchdown of the day, but we don't even have any time to read the defense. That's tough. We were going to have somebody open one way or the other, but instead, 3rd and 14 as we'll drop back. Good, trying to throw it over to that right-hand side, looking for David Cormier. But Dominic Evans gets in the way of that pass. Didn't see the ball, but incompletion nonetheless. And hey, head coach is going to let us go for it. I love to see that as we try to throw with Hazard Daniels, but nobody was open. We threw a really bad pass. At least, I don't know, we didn't throw another interception, I guess, but it was a really promising drive. The fact that we did not come away with any does kind of suck a little bit, but hey, we're still up 17-6 here in this 4th quarter. We tried to throw over the middle and incomplete. We had David Cormier wide but naked open. If we connected, that was going to be a big gain as he was all by himself. But that is part of the growing pains of this offense. Our quarterbacks are not the best at having the ability to go ahead and, throw accurate passes. Our offense is just not like that. It doesn't need that. But Daniels can certainly run out of the pocket. He's got to make a play here on 3rd and 3, and he actually does. Not necessarily breaking any tackles, but he will at least do his job. Pick up the 1st down, and this is the key of our offense this season. How do we do on 3rd down conversions? 10 for 15. Make that 10 for 16 as Cormier drops that ball. But none of the less, though. Even though that 2nd half, it was far from what I want. I wanted our offense to play a whole lot better here in the 2nd half, considering we did go up against an FCS squad. We do at least take care of business. We get our 1st win as an FBS coach. We take care of the Mountain Cats here at home, winning 17-6, but it'll only get tougher from here. Alright guys, so 1st game is now in the books, and listen, it wasn't pretty. We definitely got some things to work out, but we won the football game. That's all that matters, man. Win 17-6, this is what our stats are looking like. We had 188 rushing yards as a team off of 50 carries, whereas we threw the ball 26 times, 15 completions, 178 yards, and a tub. We did also throw an interception. 10 for 16 on 3rd down conversions. I like that. 0 for 1 on 4th down. Not so good. We were 3 for 5 in the red zone over the course of this game. But, overall, even though it wasn't an impressive victory by any stretch of the imagination, we got a win. And that puts us 1 win closer to going to a bowl game. So taking a closer look at our guys, Hazard Daniels was in at quarterback. He was pretty solid for a guy not expected to pass the ball all that much. 15 for 26, 168 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Meanwhile, on the ground, 2 guys were mainly in charge of getting the ball. DeAndre Hughes and Hazard Daniels. They had the vast majority of the carries for this team. But that being said, Jordan Guidry did get the only rushing touchdown for us here today. The 5'8", 195-pound sophomore found his way into the end zone. It was our only rushing score of the day. Meanwhile, the receivers got quite a bit of work, surprisingly, and particularly David Cormier did some good stuff today. The Albuquerque, New Mexico product, 4 catches, 60 yards. That leads Air Force receivers in both categories. That being said, though, Micah Davis was the guy that found the end zone for us. The 5'10", 185-pound sophomore from Georgia. Got that. Only 2 catches, 14 yards, but had the only passing touchdown that Zeke Daniels had on the entire day. Receivers played well overall, I would say. We only had 1 drop, and that was to David Cormier. But other than that, pretty good performance. Let's see if we can keep that up in our next game. Speaking of that next game, we actually will also go ahead and start Mountain West play in this episode as well. We'll take on the Utah State Aggies, who on paper look pretty similar. C overall squad, C offense, C plus defense. We got a C squad as well with a C minus offense, C plus defense though. And Lee Corso is going to be rocking with us. We do, at least categorically, look better than what Utah State did in their opener. Now, who we played against an FCS team, and Utah State played against their rival in Utah, who's a Power 5 squad. They ended up getting crushed. So, I mean, they got some road experience. You know, it's going to be an interesting test. We'll see if we can go 2-0 in this episode. I think we can do it. It's time we go ahead, prove it on the field, and do it in front of our home crowd once again. Let's see if we can get that offense going a little bit more in the second half and see if we can go 2-0 in this episode. Let's get it. So we looked okay against our FCS opponent earlier in this episode, but playing in a real FBS team, facing team with that actually has better athletes than the ones that we may have on the field, this is going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out, how it goes down. So let's see if we're ready for it. Let's see if we can stand up to it as Daniels drops back, does find his tight end, and that tight end, Dalton King, does manage to go ahead, pick up a first down for us. It's now 1st and 10. Daniels, we're going to go ahead and take it out on the perimeter. On the load option, Zeke Daniels going to quickly go ahead and push himself upfield. That is going to be good for a gain of 9. So we'll go ahead and basically do the exact same play, except Daniels will end up picking up a first down, facing a little bit more resistance from that Utah State defense, though. But now we are firmly in Utah State territory, and we got a pretty good drive going here as we'll go to the outside, working with Brandon Lewis, who does manage to pick up a gain of 5. Try to find that edge, but Utah State did a real good job of containing it. As we'll throw on 2nd and 5, looking over the middle, we find our receiver, Micah Davis, for a gain of 14. Nice little timing throw right there by Hazard Davis. As we'll look to throw again, this time 3rd and 7. Daniels facing pressure right away, trying to get away from it all, but he could not get it out anywhere. At least we didn't get the sack, and we were able to get that field goal. But promising drive for us didn't necessarily work out for us in the end. So we'll try again. 1st and 10, and we throw an interception on our side of the field. Something that we can't do as an option squad. We cannot turn the football over, and this was just a really bad throw. This is who I was trying to throw it to. You see he's open. Y'all see that he was wide butt naked open. At least there was room to make that throw, but I don't know if the ball slipped out of Zeke Daniels' hand or what necessarily happened there, but either way, ended up being an interception, and Utah State was able to use that to get a touchdown the other way, so not a good walk for us. And the first time, we're down 7-3. Got to make sure that deficit doesn't become too big. Otherwise, that's going to really take us out of our element as an offense. And speaking of elements, we got a 3rd and long coming here. Daniels looking over the middle, trying to find his receiver, Brandon Lewis, but he drops it. Oh, that was going to be a massive play downfield, but we got to make that catch. You got to make that catch for me, my guy. Instead, we had to punt the football away, and Utah State gets another touchdown on the board. So now we're down 14-3. This is where I start to get just a little bit worried. We have not gotten a 3rd down conversion this whole game. Let's see if we can change that here as we'll throw on 3rd and 7. Looking over the middle, we got our receiver, Jake Spiewak, and the senior will come down and make that catch for us. And we are back in Utah State territory looking for another third and short conversion, and there we go. That's what we need to do. Nothing too crazy. Let's just go ahead and get ourselves right back in our element. We've got a 1st and 10 coming up here. We're looking over the middle. Find Brandon Lewis. That is good for a gain of 7. Is now 2nd and 3 coming up. Looking to load the box with the option. Daniels taking it out on the right-hand side. Gets stuck behind a lineman, but still moving those legs forward. And that is our quarterback that's fighting for those extra yards. I love that. I love that they fight for every extra yard. We need that kind of effort as a team if we're going to be successful over the course of the season, man. And it does lead us to a 1st and goal because of it. Let's see if we can punch it in and put an exclamation point on this drive. So we try to throw over the middle, looking for Micah Davis, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Air Force. And the Falcons pull within 1 possession as Micah Davis was able to win off his route. He fights in that end zone. And we get within a few points, man. Let's go ahead and jump to the second half. We got a field goal to end the first half. So, I mean, we're starting to close it down a little bit. And we're playing a lot better. We got a little bit rattled in that first quarter, but we're playing a lot better now. Quarterback is definitely comfortable. When we are able to throw the football, we don't even need to be necessarily elite throwing the football, but if we can throw it just enough and do it well enough to keep him honest, it's going to really open up this option attack for us, as you find out right here. Daniels able to pick up yet another 1st down for us on the ground. That's good for a gain of 8, as we'll have to try to pick up yet another 3rd down. This time a 3rd and 4, as we'll look to fake with our fullback, get it out to DeAndre Hughes, who fights forward and picks up the 1st down, just 10 yards away from taking our I think it's our very first lead of this game. It's certainly been a while since we held a lead. Daniels looking to change that, but gets tripped up from behind. Thought he had a clear shot at the end zone, but that didn't necessarily happen like that. So now, 3rd and goal coming up for us here as Daniels fakes it. No, gets it to the fullback, Brad Roberts. And how about that? Some fullback you action, baby. Let's go, man. First lead in a minute. And it's a 3-point lead. Defense does its job as well. So up by 3 points now. Let's see if we can extend it here as we got our quarterback in the game, Warren Bryan. So Hazik Daniels actually on that last option play that you saw that led to a Brad Roberts touchdown. He actually got shaken up. So now Warren Bryan is going to be in the game now. Don't know how long it will be, but right now Warren Bryan's not doing too bad. Gets a nice little throw to Micah Davis. He does some work, gets us 20 yards downfield. But it's all about that rushing attack. It's all about that run offense. Well, we can get DeAndre Hughes going as well, who almost manages to go ahead and pick up another 1st down on the ground for us as well. It's just a really good time for all to be had if you're an Air Force fan. As we got 2nd and short coming up here. Bryan going to fake to Brad Roberts, going to Hughes on the outside, and will be brought down inside the 5-yard line. Let's see if we can punch it in once again. Only have a few seconds left, but we're going to hurry up to the line real quick, make sure we get in the end zone, and sure enough, DeAndre Hughes does us a solid and gets us in that end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. And we extend our lead over the Utah State Aggies. We now get to enjoy a 10-point lead, as this is the point of the game where it really becomes our bread and butter. 10-point lead. We got the ball in this 4th quarter. Let's see if we can kill a little bit of clock here and maybe add on a few more points in this game, as we'll hand it off once again to DeAndre Hughes, who just finds just enough running room. There wasn't a lot to work with, but he finds just enough to move the sticks for us. But eventually, got to pass it to, even in a situation where we're trying to move the sticks. Brandon Lewis doing just that for us. A gain of 11 off that slant pattern. And we could take a little bit more time off the clock. Less than 6 minutes left to play here in this fourth quarter. Brad Roberts looking to help us out, but he stumbles. Still manages to put up a gain of 9, but if he didn't stumble there, oh, he was looking to take that to the crib. He had some space to do it, but instead, another opportunity. Get some time off the clock, 9-yard gain by DeAndre Hughes. You like to see it. As we got another 1st and 10. This time, under shotgun, Warren Bryant facing some huge pressure. He had a guy open, but just couldn't get to him in time. So, liked what I saw with that play action, so we're going to try to run it again. Bryant, this time was a little bit more time, but same results. Except he does end up getting sacked here. Now we're basically forced to throw it. A 3rd and 18. Just whatever you do, don't turn the football over. Don't take a sack either. We'll get it out to our running back, Jordan Guidry. Well, it is not enough for a first down. Allows us to keep running that clock eventually. And we are able to at least lean on that defense who they get that stop on 4th down. And all we got to do is get a couple more first downs. And we will be able to go ahead, seal this deal here. 3rd and 3, looking to get it up with Guidry. And Guidry actually trucks forward for another first down. So Utah State is really starting to get themselves into a position where they are really starting to run out of timeouts right now. We got them in a really good spot as we will look to pick up one more first down. I'm actually really curious to see, since we are this close to the end zone, if we can tack on a few more points, make our stats look a little bit better for maybe some future coaching opportunities that could come down along the line. That's what these schools look at. How many points you put up on the board a game. It's not about what you do between the 20s. It's what you do once you are in that 20-yard line, in that red zone, all that kind of stuff. As we got a 3rd and long coming up. We try to pass it, which honestly probably not our wisest decision. We really wanted those points, man. We really wanted to get into the end zone, but Utah State, they were just not having any of that. We will end up getting a field goal eventually, but hey, most important thing at the end of the day, man, we end up beating our first FBS opponents as well. We win 33-17 and get to go 2-0 to start this season off. So how about this? Going 2-0 to start this series, man. You love to see it, and triple option was just a thing of art. Much better executed than our game against FCS. 58 rushes this time around, 220 yards, and 2 tubs to go with that. We were also pretty efficient with the passing. 12 for 19, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 145 passing yards total. Our defense did do its job as well, holding Utah State to just 17 points. Wanted to be a little bit better on 3rd down. Only 7 for 15 on 3rd down conversions. Want to be a little bit better, but we were 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions to go with that as well. And that was with our backup quarterback too. We did throw 1 bad interception, but other than that, pretty clean game. And I like what I saw, especially because of the fact that we did dominate that time of possession. As for our guys, well, we did start out with Hazik Daniels at quarterback, and listen, he was solid passing the ball today for us. 9 for 12, 108 yards, touchdown, any pick, but he did strain his back, so we did have to call in Warren Bryant, who is our senior quarterback, and he was okay. Didn't lose the game for us. 3 for 7 for 37 yards. As for our running game, though, DeAndre Hughes and Hazik Daniels, they had some great stuff. Hazik Daniels actually had one of our biggest plays of the day, a 24-yard rush, one of our biggest rushes of the season so far. 15 carries, 93 yards. If he was able to play 4 quarters, he was easily getting over 100 yards. Like, there was no doubt about that. But we did find the end zone for DeAndre Hughes, who ended with 24 carries, 90 yards, and a tub. And then we did also help our fullback, our best player on this roster, Brad Roberts, find the end zone as well. He had 8 carries for 24 yards in this game. Now, as for our receivers, once again, a pretty nice job for our receivers overall. In my opinion, Micah Davis in particularly did some great stuff today. 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Brandon Lewis wasn't so bad himself. 3 catches for 33 yards. Did have a drop, but these were the only two guys that had more than one catch all day today. Given that we did not pass the football whatsoever, but hey, we win our Mountain West opener. We're 2-0. And listen, man, we're feeling pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So it feels extremely good to go ahead and go 2-0 in our coaching debut episode. But it's only going to get tougher from here on out. That was just kind of get our feet wet. Now we got to play against some more legitimate opponents. Got to play a team like Boise State, who could very well end up winning the Mountain West. They certainly have the talent to do that. And then we also got to play Wyoming as well. They've turned some NFL talent in the past, such as most famously Josh Allen as of recent memory. So we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to dominate the time possession like we did against Utah State. If we have a chance to win both those games in the next episode, should still be a good one. So if you enjoyed this one, man, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit me up down in the comments, and if you're brand new to the channel as well and you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. I know there's a lot of you watching my videos that aren't necessarily subscribed to the channel. Go ahead and change that for me. I would appreciate that. But in the meantime, this is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.